guys, Jordan here with the deck box, coming back to you today with another Forbidden Light deck, and this is one that I think this was the first profile I did of these new cards when the set first dropped, while everyone was kind of freaking out over Ultra NECROZMA Malamar. I was looking at Ultra NECROZMA Metagross, and the thought process for me was twofold. One, Metagross is much tankier than Malamar. I understand that it gives up 2 prizes as opposed to 1. However, hitting 250 it's not really there right now. There's not a ton of it going around that can, aside from something like Malamar. So it kind of adds a little bit of extra durability to the support Pokemon. And on top of that, I figured if Ultra NECROZMA gets really big, chances are Guardy could potentially get big again. And cause some serious problems for Ultra NECROZMA. So, having Metagross as a backup attacker for that potential, I figured was the right call to make. And this is more looking into the future. I don't really think this is super relevant right now as far as the whole Guardy situation goes. However, I feel like it could become relevant in the future, especially when these new sets come out, because if I remember correctly, there's a lot of Fairy support coming out in the future, so just something to keep in mind. So real quick, I'm going to hop in this list, show you guys what it's all about, and then typically I do 3 matches, but as I mentioned in my last video, I'm actually heading out of town in just a few hours, so I'm going to be just keeping it to 1 game this video. So starting off, obviously it's an Ultra NECROZMA list, so we do run 3 of these, and we're going to be focusing on the first attack, Photon Geyser, 20 plus damage, discard all basic psychic energy from this Pokemon. This attack does 80 more damage for each card you discard this way. So just those 2 to start with. You're swinging for 100, 180 from there, 260 from there. I mean, it just gets outrageously big the more you build up, and so it's definitely pretty easy to see why Ultra NECROZMA would pair well with Metagross, being able to use its Geotech system to, of course, accelerate the energy. Ultra NECROZMA can do what it needs to do. And I think what this deck has as an advantage over the Malamar deck is you don't rely on Dawn Wings to be able to essentially, I don't remember the name, Invasion. To use Invasion to just come into the active so that you can build up your bench Pokemon and then bring them back out. You don't have to rely on that. You attach straight to the active with Metagross, so you know that you're going to be able to attack and set up appropriately. Then Ultra NECROZMA has the GX attack Sky Scorching Light. You can use this attack only if the total number of both players' remaining prize cards is 6 or less. Put 6 damage counters on each of your opponent's Pokemon. So this is great for 2 things. One, obviously, if you've kind of gotten away with the game and you're kind of a lot further ahead than your opponent, they may not have everything set up appropriately. They may have some evolving basics on the bench. So Sky Scorching Light could potentially take some knockouts on those, but more importantly, it could set up future knockouts. It's a good security blanket to have. I haven't used it often. I think I've used it once or twice in my matchups, but it's great to set these knockouts up in the certain cases where you may not have support. So you want to do the 60 damage and then use Photon Geyser after, once you get more energy, to be able to finish things off. So it's really neat how Sky Scorching Light works. It's not super relevant. Like, I think this card would be great without it, but it's definitely there as an additional help. Then from there, we're on a 4-1-3 Metagross line. As I mentioned, we already talked about Geotech system. He has this attack, Giga Hammer, does 150 damage for 2 metal and a colorless, but you can't use Giga Hammer during your next turn. That's quite alright, because, like I said, if we're using Metagross, it's twofold. It's either because we have no NECROZMA for whatever reason, and Metagross is just needed, or Metagross is there to clean up the Gardevoirs for us, of course. Moving down, Algorithm GX is an amazing GX attack. Quite honestly, this would be the GX attack that I would go for over Ultra NECROZMA, simply because Algorithm is going to set you up perfectly to either get out of a tight situation or to close out a game for you, which is typically what Algorithm is used for. And then from there, I had a little extra energy support with Lunala Prism Star to use a Full Moon Star attack for each of your opponent's Pokemon in play. Attach a Psychic Energy card from your discard pile to your Pokemon in any way you like. So this is really great if you're having a tough time setting up Metagross, but you've already used the attack maybe a couple times and got some energy in the discard. Just throw Lunala up there, sacrifice the one prize, it's not a huge deal, set up your bench a little bit, and then you're good to go. Also, it doesn't have a bad attack if you can get the attack set up. Sidestorm, this attack does 20 damage, times the amount of energy attached to all Pokemon. So immediately, if you're able to attack with this, he's swinging for 80. Choice band that, and he's one-shotting a Buzzwole. But you typically won't need that because your opponent's going to have energy on their side of the field, you're going to have energy on your side of the field. Let's say they have 3 total on their side, and you have these 4, and we'll just say these 4. So that's 7, that's 140, choice band's 170. Like, it can get pretty crazy using all of your opponent's energy in play, and that's typically an attack that they're not going to be on the lookout for. So it'd be great to kind of slap down, maybe you have 3 Metagross out, slap down, attach Psychic, and then use the Geotech systems to set it up from there. Then also I play one Mew. This Mew is obviously there for the Psychic weakness to be able to help the Buzzwole matchup, but at the same time the free retreat is always nice as well. And then 2 Tapu Lele, pretty much in every deck we use it to search out our supporters. Moving into the items, we only run 2 Beast Ring in this, and so far that has been fairly consistent. We seem to hit them when we need them, allowing us to just absolutely destroy the field by attaching those additional 2 basic energy cards to our Ultra NECROZMA. Then we have 3 Field Blower. This is an ability reliant deck, so we need to keep Garbotoxin offline, and playing 3 Field Blowers seems to be the appropriate way to do that. Then for Ball Search, we don't play any Ultra Ball in this list. Again, kind of keeping it a little different. Just 2 Heavy Ball, and then the 4 Mysterious Treasure. Mysterious Treasure is going to help us get our Ultra NECROZMA'S, Lunala, Mew, Lele. Heavy Ball is going to be there to pick up our 1 Metang or our Metagross. So again, that could cause problems if you don't get your Beldums out, but it's very rare that we don't. Then we play 4 Rare Candy. The 4 Rare Candy, of course, to evolve into Metagross. Those are very, very important cards in the list. Then 1 Rescue Stretcher. We need our pieces, and mainly the pieces we need are like Metagross and potentially Mew, depending on the matchup. So that's why we're going to be using Rescue Stretcher, is to add some longevity to our Pokemon. Moving on from there, our supporters. 2 Bridget. This is a setup deck, so we have to play 2 Bridget. There's really not much of a way around it. We're going to get down a couple Beldums, Ultra NECROZMA, get things rolling. That way, potentially by turn 2 or 3, we can have a couple Metagross set up and ready to go. Then for draw support, we have the 3 Cynthia, the 2 N, the 2 Sycamore, so that's 7, and then kind of Skyla as a draw support. Obviously, we know she can only search for trainer cards, but she's there to be able to search out rare candies, Field Blowers, Beast Ring, actually, so that we can use these items at the exact right time. And then we play 3 Guzma, pretty self-explanatory. This way we can take the knockouts that we would like to take, as opposed to the ones right in front of us. And then we only play the 3 Choice Band for tools, no float zones or anything like that, because the energy will allow us to retreat, and it's not a huge deal if it's in the discard. Speaking of energy, we do run 1 Beast Energy, then we're running 7 Metal Energy, and I'm sorry, not 7, 4 Metal Energy. I just read the bottom part. 4 Metal Energy and 8 Psychic Energy. It seems like a good balance of the 2 so far. We're not really having issues getting our Psychic Energy, and we get the Metal Energy just enough to be able to attack. And really, most times it's been with Beast Energy, which is always a nice bonus because it adds that additional 30 damage. So now we are going to hop on the ladder. Let me find this list, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it performs well for you guys. It was doing pretty good for me. Had some fun with it. heads. And we lose the coin flip. That's no bueno. Let's see what happens though. Okay, awesome. So we get some Pokemon to start the game with. Really won't want to use the Mysterious Treasure right now because we have our two NECROZMA'S. We don't need Lele right now. I just need to use that Cynthia and start setting up our deck. Alright, so it is going to be a Malamar build, which will be interesting. Most likely, it's going to be the just straight Psychic one, which is fine. But this will show us which one is better. Alright. So we get the Psychic, or the Metal Energy, excuse me. We do need that. I'll put this on here. Alright, so we have B-String. Alright, I'm going to leave it. Yeah, I'll leave it where it is for now. I don't think they're going to knock us out this turn. I don't think. We'll see. Okay, that's kind of what I figured they would do. Grab the Lele and potentially start digging through their deck. Or if they play Bridget, that is not a bad option either. Okay, so Cynthia. Just gonna dig through, find some more pieces. Mimikyu, okay. There's that copycat attack. Alright, he finally gets his NECROZMA'S down. Okay, so now we know it is a NECROZMA build. It's not, I'm sorry, it's an Ultra NECROZMA build, not a regular NECROZMA build. So that is good news. Mainly the reason I think it's good news is because it's a little bit tougher to get the Metal and the Psychic going during the appropriate times. Okay, I think now would be a great time to use Bridget. Oh, because I need to get these Beldums up and running. Let's see, so good on our Pokemon. We have a Field Blower in hand, yeah. That's good. Good, good, good. Did we prize both in? Oh no, we have one in our hand, okay. And then we prized one Psychic Energy, one Choice Band. Okay, I feel like we're missing something else. In fact, I mean, I know we are. Okay, this will work. That. I think we just take out the first Inkay. That was the kind of thing I'm noticing, like in pretty much any matchup with a Malamar deck, you want to obviously take down their Malamars, but more importantly, it seems like in the mirror match is when you really need to take down their support. If you can take down their support and they can't take down yours, you're in a good spot. So he's going to Field Blower away our Choice Band, which is fine. Okay. He's digging pretty heavy right now. He's probably going to get a second Malamar. Yep. Alright, so he's 3 Psychics, so he'll be able to put 2 on, but does he have a Metal? If he has a Metal, I mean, that's knockout, which really kind of sucks. Actually, it really kind of doesn't suck. I really hope he brings up his Ultra NECROZMA and knocks out ours. Because if he does, we have Beast Energy we can attach to our other Ultra NECROZMA and Beast Ring, and then we're just golden. Alright, so Mimikyu is actually going to do his thing. Okay. So, still have B-String. Psychic. 160, 190. Yep. Alright, awesome. I'm going to Field Blower this Floatstone of theirs. We're going to Guzma up their Necrozma, their Ultra Necrozma. And let me make sure 80, 160, 180, 210. Yep, that will knock him out, which is amazing. And now this next turn we need to like do our absolute best to get beyond the 3 prize mark. Alright, so if he gets Copycat up and going again with 3 energy, 80, 160, yeah, so he'll knock out Ultra Necrozma, which really kind of sucks. Oh yeah, he's got B-String. Okay, so he's going to use Ultra Necrozma. That was a... Okay, now he's just going to use Mimikyu. Yeah, no reason to use Ultra Necrozma right now. Oh, he's not going to do anything. That was a poor play, if you ask me. Well, I suppose he doesn't have... yeah, he doesn't have metal energy, I guess. And yeah. Okay, so we're swinging for 100, so that'll knock out Malamar. That's good. I'm gonna use. I don't want to use N. I'm gonna use Sycamore. Actually, I don't have any Metagross in here, do I? No. I'm gonna use Sycamore and try to get Rare Candy going. Still got 2 more Metagross in there. Plus we have a Stretcher. Okay. Yeah, we got to get these Beldums evolved to make it worth our while. Alright, so we can grab 1 Metang for now, which is good, and then as long as we keep this hand and Metang doesn't get knocked out, we'll be able to get our Metagross next turn. Now that we're nearing the end of the game, you know, which is fine. At least hopefully we're nearing the end of the game. Alright, so he'll be able to knock us out with Mimikyu. And then it's down to 2 prizes. So I'm gonna have to use Mew to take down Mimikyu, which is fine, because then he'll have to use Necrozma to take down Mew, and hopefully at that point we'll have something to be able to take down his Necrozma. Do that. And we gotta get rid of these tools. That on there. Sycamore, we need to get another Ultra Necrozma out so Mew can do his thing. Cool. And now B-String is dead, so that kind of sucks. So we'll use Metagross here to get the Psychic Energy. And we'll be able to knock out Mimikyu. It's too bad we don't have another Metagross out, because this next turn we could Guzma up a Lele and take down a Lele very easily. Ooh. Putting 6 damage counters everywhere doesn't help me. Alright. Just had to double check and make sure there wasn't a better option. But that seems to be the best. Alright, so now we just need to take 1 prize. Which, honestly, this next turn then, unless he has a Guzma and can take down Metagross, Ultra Necrozma, or Lele, we'll actually have it 1, because we can Guzma up a Malamar. Hopefully internet doesn't go out. Shouldn't go out. Now hopefully we can Guzma up the Malamar. Oh no, it kicked me out, bro. Alright, hold on guys. I'm gonna get us back in, and I guess we'll grab another game with it. I think we would have had that too. totally think we had it. Okay, well, it looks like the servers are offline all of a sudden. So good news was it wasn't me. But yeah, so I hate to do it, guys, but I'm gonna have to count that as the game then. Yep, server's currently offline. Yeah, I'm gonna have to count that as the game, as much as I hate to do that. So if you're wanting the list, go back to the beginning of the video, take a snapshot. I do apologize for that, guys. That game we should have had right at the end there. I'm gonna call it and say we probably did. It didn't look like he was really doing anything of value to close the game out. We would have Guzma'd and knocked out his Malamar. It would have been our final prize, and our Ultra Necrozma Metagross would have taken it. So yeah, so I hate to end the video that way, but guys, as I mentioned, if you're in Madison, have fun, be safe, and good luck with your matches. Actually, at this point, this video is coming out on Sunday, so you know, some of you may be done at this point. Hopefully, a lot of you made it into top 32 or something. I made it into day 2 at least. So yeah, and there's also tons of vendors to check out. So be sure to check out the vendors, sell some cards, buy some cards, and just support DDG in this. I know they've put a lot of hard work into this regional, and I'm sure at this point they've just absolutely rocked it, and everything has gone smoothly. So guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Please be sure to leave a like if you've enjoyed it, and be sure to subscribe as usual, and then you know, we'll get to that 300 mark this weekend. So as usual, guys, I've been Jordan with the Deck Box, where I want to know what's in your box. We'll see you next time, guys.